All right. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy 10th of March. Well, technically middle March. A quick summary. Monday, you did the glute superset circuit. You had work on your hamstring glutes. We had the quad superset circuit. You had the 2 or more exercises in a row involving the same muscle group. And then you have the compound supersets of your biceps, tris, and chest and back. We had a bunch of things. Today, I know this is going to be hard, okay? I want you to pick your 2 upper body muscles. Chest, back, shoulders, biceps, tris. You technically did chest, back, biceps, tris on Monday. And I'll talk about it more in a second, but as you do your warm-up, think about whether you want to do your chest and or back and or shoulders and or biceps and or tris. Pick 2 of them, and I'm going to go through those today as you do your workout. Today's workout has a very high level of intensity. If you want it to be high level of intensity, it can also be low level of intensity if you need it to be a low level of intensity. But let's get warm. But as you're warming up, think about the 2 upper body muscle groups you want to use. I didn't say exercises. The 2 upper body muscle groups. Ready? Let's get warm. 10 standing scissors. You've got your dynamic lengthening of your hamstrings, your glutes, your back. You're moving your arms and your legs via your shoulder and hip joints. Posterior dynamic lengthening with some anterior activation. 10 standing scissors. 10 stationary forward lunges, dynamic pushing, quad focus pushing exercise, which is a very rare start to a workout. 10 total alternating stationary forward lunges, more muscles, more load, more torque, really good for you, can also be a little irritating as well. 10 standing scissors, 10 stationary forward lunges, 3 times, 3 sets each. I'm only saying that so you know what to do, not so you go crazy fast. But it's also one of our rare warm-up styles where there's not a whole bunch of different things. 10 standing scissors, 10 stationary forward lunges times 3 dynamic posterior lengthening, and then a dynamic stationary forward pushing quad focused exercise on the leg. A little more joints, a little more muscles. Take your time, breathe. 10 stationary forward lunge, step, load, push yourself back. Notice I didn't use the word low. I rarely say go lower on things, but I want you to load up the front moving leg. And again, those words in your head, hips. A lot of motion starts at your hips with lots of exercises. Standing scissors, there's a lot of motion at your hips. Your glutes, when you're doing your dynamic legs, focus on those glutes. Posture, eyes. You're looking out in front of you. You're not looking down. You're not looking up. You guys all have the best view in the house. You're welcome. And then you have the thighs. Reminder, it's a leg exercise, not a back exercise. 10 standing scissors. 10 stationary forward lunges times 3 sets each. Yes. Let's go. Nice big day today. Again, as you're warming up, do you want chest? Do you want back? Do you want shoulders? Do you want biceps? Do you want triceps? You're going to do 2 different up bodies today, and that's kind of on you. The next part of your warm-up, 3-part warm-up, this is part 2, standing runners. You've got your dynamic mobility. Notice you keep hearing that word dynamic. Dynamic is multi-joint motion, multi-muscle activation. It doesn't mean crazy, it doesn't mean hard, it doesn't mean fast. It just means there's a lot of moving parts. 10 stationary standing runners, 10 alternating, balancing, again, dynamic lengthening. And this is a strength training balancing exercise. It's not a stretching exercise, even though it currently feels like that. 10 standing runners, 10 alternating, balancing, lengthening, stiff-legged deadlifts. Woo, bad one. Times 3, by the way, times 3. Breathe. This warm-up will be 180 total movements, a number you're familiar with. We normally hit 120 to 180 for the most part in our warm-ups. Dynamic mobility on your standing runners, and then a dynamic lengthening exercise. And you have the balancing component. You are lengthening a contracted hamstring and glute. Your hamstring glutes contract when you get here, and then you lengthen those contracted muscles. And again, I know it feels like stretching. Technically not that way. Again, so you hear it one more time. I hope you're not too far ahead of me. A, I don't do all the reps. B, control your tempo. Always maintain your motion. 10 standing runners and 10 alternating stiff-legged deadlifts times 3. Breathe. Focus. Work. Hips. Body. Soul. Get it. Get it on your standing runners. Focus. Balance. Breathe. Today you'll be choosing your 2 upper bodies. I'll talk about that more in a second. Today when you get to your exertion or cardio, again you'll be able to pick your poison on whether you do exertion, agility, mobility, or plyometrics, or if you have formal cardio tools. And then today, of course, you'll be choosing your legs. But again, it sounds like you have this random workout. You actually don't. We're going to really dial it up and get focused, okay? The last part of our warm-up is your standing or stationary Jack LaLanne's. That is a dynamic stretching exercise. And one could argue, what is the difference between stretching and lengthening? I am trying to relax my posterior muscles and stretch my posterior muscles as I engage my body and my core. Whereas lengthening, that muscle is loaded and contracted, and you're lengthening a loaded, contracted muscle. That's the difference. 10 Jack LaLanne's, 10 stationary reverse lunges, times 3. Last part of our warm-up. And for those of you that have missed the noon class lately or whatever, and you're like, wow, Chris is really, we're turning back up again at noon. I am now recording the noon class because the 6 a.m. class has gotten really busy here at the gym. I have 4 people at 5:15 in the morning, and I have 2 people here for the class, so it's just a little too much for recording. Anyhow, yes, we have grown a little bit. We're at 52 total clients. We're about 16 away from being able to add some trainers and increase the availability at the gym. So it's healthy, still lots of good work. And of course I get to go recover this weekend in Palm Springs and write your next 15 workouts. That's where I write your workouts at. You're like, oh, Chris is really creative. Yeah, I sit by a pool and I write your workouts. What do you think is gonna happen? Yeah, tequila. Tequila helps out. 10 Jack LaLanne's, 10 stationary reverse lunges, 3 rounds, and we are ready to get this party started real soon. And again, if you're wondering, I'm here at the gym at 5 a.m. Training starts at 5:15. We still have the 6 a.m. class online. The 9 a.m. class is going to go away soon. And then I get done about 7 p.m. So they're fairly long Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. No complaints. It's been very energetic. All right, as you finish things up, you don't have to chime in unless you really want to. I'm going to go over the upper bodies here in a second, okay? Make sure you finish up your 10 Jack LaLannes and your 10 stationary reverse lunges times 3. That's 180 total movements. Mobility, dynamic lengthening, all the good stuff, okay? I'm going to talk about your upper body. So in your head, if you hear a muscle you're not going to do, ignore what I'm going to say. If you hear the muscle that you're going to do, and listen to what I'm going to say. If you choose chest on circuit 1, round 1 is going to be chest presses. Round 2 is going to be chest flies. And you'll repeat those throughout the workout. So it's chest presses, chest flies. If you choose back, you have either lat pull overs, unless you have a lat pull down machine. Lat pull overs is round 1, and trap rows is round 2. That's if you choose back. If you choose shoulders, shoulder presses are round 1, and then either shoulder pulling, either upright rows or shoulder raises is round 2. That's if you choose shoulders. You know you're going to hear it a little bit more later. If you choose biceps, hammer curls round 1, open wide or bar round 2, and then if you choose triceps, you've got your dips or kickbacks round 1, and your overhead triceps round 2, and of course you're going to hear that more throughout the day. Okay? Pick your upper body. Okay? Now it's time to go to work. That's why my volume's increased. I'm trying to grab your attention and give you some energy. Round 1, 30 on your first movement. 30. Either chest press, lat pull over, shoulder press, hammer curl, or dips or kickbacks. 30. And then you're going to do either 60 exertions, or you're going to do 2 minutes of cardio. Deal? Let's go. I'm going to demonstrate as you work. You got your chest pushing. Can be lay on something, chest press. It can be push-ups. You've got different body positions and hand positions. You're going to push with your chest if you chose chest. Lat pullovers or lat pull downs. You're laying on something on your lat pullovers. You're sitting tall if you chose lat pull downs. If you chose shoulders, you have your shoulder press. If you chose shoulders, around 1. If you chose biceps, hammer curls. And if you chose triceps, you've got your dips or kickbacks. 30 on your first movement. And you're going to hear it again later. And then don't wait for me. You either do 60 exertions or 2 minutes of cardio. And of course, cardio tools can vary. If you do exertion, you've got agility-based items, plyometric-based items, and mobility-based items. Agility, high knees. You got your butt kicks. You've got jumping jacks. You've got your bench taps. You've got ski hops. You've got mountain climbers. Those are your quicker, smoother, simpler agilities. Notice you didn't hear the word easier. And for the most part, those are revolutions. So if you choose agility, it's 60 revolutions. Plyometrics, jump squats. You've got split jumps. You've got burpees. You've got skater hops. You've got lateral bench hops. And for the most part, they're all bigger, requiring more power, yielding more impact, and they're going to be reps. You can do your mobility again. You can do standing scissors. You can do standing runners. You can do jack-o'-langs. We did them on our warm-up. You're going to do 60 exertions or 2 minutes of cardio 4 total times today throughout your workout. I'm sorry if that makes you upset. You can talk to my HR department, which is the white bucket over there in the corner. 30 on your first upper body, 60 exertions, or 2 minutes of cardio. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to be done or almost done. If you're not done, remember, you're going to hear it several times. Breathe. Focus. Trust me, we have a lot of work. We're going to get after it. Today's level of intensity is going to feel very high if you want it. If you need it to be low, chill. Round 2, you've got your other movement for 30. So don't repeat the same movement. You're just going to repeat the same muscle group. You can either do chest flies. You're either laying on something, unless you have a cable or a pec deck machine. 30 chest pulling is an option if you did chest. 30 trap rows if you chose back. 30 pulling shoulders, either upright rows or any of your shoulder raises. 30 if you chose biceps, open wide biceps or bar biceps, different tool, different hands. And then triceps would be overhead triceps, whether it's rope, bar, dumbbell, skull crushers. Round 2 is 30 on the other movement, and then 30 heavy legs. And you heard me use the word heavy. What I don't want are pace, tempo legs. What I do want is some slow, heavy legs, and you can literally do any leg. Round 2, 30 on the other movement, 30 on your heavy legs. Regular squats, wide squats, narrow squats, ball squats, stiff-legged RDLs, any lunge, stationary forward, stationary reverse, stationary lateral, step up, stiff-legged deadlifts. If you have other tools, leg presses, sissy squat machines, so many things to choose from. 30, slow, heavy legs. You'll do this 4 times today. So pace is high. I just want to control the tempo. I want intensity to be high. And I think people get confused with the word intensity and pace. Intensity, there tends to be a little bit more load, a heck of a lot more focus, because you could get probably a little more hurt if you lose that focus. Round 2 is 30 on that other movement, and then 30 heavy legs. I'm going to give you about 10 to 15 seconds not to be done with them, but just to let you keep going with them. Posture, breathe, load, focus. Depends on what you choose. Triceps or smaller motions. Chest, you have the push and the pull. You have different lengths. Back, have the pull and the long pull, that pull over, and the short pull in the row. Different movements, different durations. Tempo is controlled high. Pace is high. Load, focus, get after it. Round 3, I'm not saying you should be there, so don't be discouraged if you're not. Round 3, 20 on your first movement. 20. Again, chest push, lat pull over, shoulder push, hammer curl, dips or kickbacks. 20. And then you're going to do 30 hard abs. Sit-ups, reverse crunches, V-ups, something challenging. If it's not hard, I want slow. Round 3, 20 on your first movement. And then you have your 30 hard abs. You'll do it 4 times today. Again, Chest pushing can be a push-up. So many different positions. You got different tools to hold on to. You can lay on something with different tools. Lat pullovers if you chose. Back, you're primarily laying on something. If you have a lat pull down machine, awesome. You have shoulder press, sitting tall or standing tall. You've got hammer curls, sitting tall or standing tall. And you got your dips or kickbacks on your triceps. 20. And then you'll do your 30 hard abs. And I'm mixing them up just so you see everything. I hope by this point in the online game you have heard it from me several times and you know my style of training. For the most part, take the instruction and go get it done. Sometimes if you overthink, you get confused and then it's just downhill. 20 on your first movement and then 30 on your abs. Sit-ups, different body positions, laying on the ground, ball, bench, legs straight, knees bent, feet wide, feet narrow, one leg bent, one leg straight. You can even lay your feet on something. Your legs are not moving on a sit-up. Toe touches, slow down the toe touch if you choose to do it. Reverse crunches. Your body can be down or your body can be up. The isometric, the iso reverse crunch. And of course you have your V-ups. You'll have plenty of chances to do these today. Moral of the story, let's get to work. Round 3, 20 on that first movement, 30 on your hard abs. When you get done, let's turn the dial up a tiny bit. You're going to do 20 on the second movement, what you did earlier the second time, right? 20 on the second movement, and then you're going to do your 60 exertion again, or 2 minutes of cardio. Do you get the rhythm? We have a cardio, a leg, an ab. We're going to do it again. A cardio, a leg, and an ab. We're going to do it again. A cardio, a leg, and an ab. Ooh. Again, when you get there, round 4, 20 on your second movement. Either chest flies, trap rows, upright rows, or shoulder raises. We're just going to label it shoulders pulling. You got open wide biceps or bar biceps, and you have your overhead triceps, different tools. 20, and then go back to your 60 exertion or your 2 minutes cardio. It's the second time you'll do it today. Oh, here we go. A little work. A slow double ladder, if you will. We're going to rotate between the components of cardio, legs and abs. Dial gets turned up, maintain. Dial gets turned up, maintain. Dial gets turned up, maintain. Round 4, 20 on the second movement, 60 exertions or 2 minutes cardio. Remember, if you're not there, good. I hope you hear what's happening, and I don't want to get too far ahead. Exertion can be agility-based, primarily revolutions, counting the one leg. It can be butt kicks, high knees, bench taps, ski hops, and your mountain climbers. Jumping jacks are in there as well. Everything's revolutions except for the jumping jacks. Plyometrics, jump squats, split jumps, burpees, skater hops, lateral bench hops, bigger, more powerful items, reps. And then you can do your mobility if you need to. 60. Just so you see everything. You're breathing, you're working. Round 4, 20 on that second movement. And then you're back to your 60 exertion or 2-minute cardio. Numbers are clearly a little bit different between the cardio and the exertion. Running, rowing, biking, stair climbing. We got the arc trainer, got the airdynes, a bunch of different tools. And you're gonna work. High intensity. But notice I never use that word fast. Intensity is load, focus, determination. Get after it. Everybody's going to be in different spots. I want you to work. I don't want you to be discouraged. You have the choices of your muscles and your exercises. You have the motion that you're able to maintain, the load you're able to adjust, the workout space you're physically in, the mental space that you're working out with. Lots of different things. But just so you hear it, round 4, 20 on that second movement, 60 exertion or 2 minutes of cardio. Round 5, 10 on the first movement. And then you're going to have your 30 on your heavy legs. Remember, I'm not saying you should be there. Okay? Round 5 is 10 on your first movement. Chest press, lat pullover, shoulder press, hammer curl, dips or kickbacks. And then you'll do your 30 heavy legs. And then we did them earlier. You better be warm. You better be focused. I did use the word heavy. Time under tension. Load and motion. Again, just so you hear it, round 5. You have the 10 on the first movement, 30 on your heavy legs. Now I purposely don't have a lot of tools here, right? You can do any tools, and part of that heavy, you have the word load. So if you're not gonna go heavy, just slow it down. Be methodical as you squat or lunge or step up or stiff-legged. So many movements. Breathe. I would love the physical load to maintain or increase the intensity of the exercise. You have to focus on it a little bit more. Go get it, come on. It's Wednesday. It's a work day. Round 5, 10 on that first movement, which you won't do again today. 30 on the heavy legs, which you will do again today. We have a small break from the circuit coming up. I didn't say small break from the circuit coming up. Because you guys should know me right now, there's really no such thing as taking breaks. Round 5, 10 on your first movement, 30 on your heavy legs. Again, I want to be a little bit ahead of you. I want you to know what to do. We have a lot of different positions here. Round 6, the last round, 10 on the second movement. Chest flies, trap rows, upright rows, shoulder raises, open wide biceps, overhead triceps. 10, and then you're gonna have your 30 hard abs. Hard abs. Tough abs. Breathe and focus. Work. Work. Again, I don't expect you to be there. It'd be awesome if you're close. Round 6 is your 10-second movement. 30 hard abs. Yeah, you can do slow big scissors and slow big runners and V-ups, windshield wipers. However, regular sit-ups and reverse crunches and V-ups and slow toe touches and different body positions and leg positions. Round 6. Keep your focus. Increase your focus. Maintain your motion. Increase the load. Physical weight. Time under tension. Tough. Heavy. Come on. Round 6 is 10 on the second movement. 30 on the hard abs. Oh yeah. We're going to be going through all of that again soon with a different upper body muscle, which of course changes your movements. But you're literally going to do all of the cardio exertions in the legs and abs. However, we just have a little obliques in the middle. I know we've done a couple obliques the last couple of weeks. Some people were able to do the extra credits, some people weren't. When you get done with around 6 of your 10 on your second movement and your 30 on your abs, you've got 25 right obliques, 25 left obliques times 2. That's 50 each side. That's 100 total reps. You can do standing obliques. You can do hyperextension obliques, rotational obliques, double lateral leg lifts, hip dips, side crunches. 25 each side times 2, which might sound like the workout we did the other day, but we have that ab oblique middle and the ab oblique end. Today we're just going to do a oblique middle. I'm doing this so you can get out of that circuit for a second, knowing that we are going to keep going up in that intensity. This way you can rest for a minute. Again, when you get done with round 6 of your 10 second movement, your 30 hard abs, you've got 25 right obliques, 25 left obliques times 2. If you're on the ground, double lateral leg lifts. Your legs are moving up laterally. Notice my upper body is not moving. I'm not doing oblique V-ups. I'm doing double lateral leg lifts. Both legs are moving. You can lay on your back, knees go to one side, and you'd have your side crunches. You could be on your elbow and your heel for your hip dips. You could stand and have one hand loaded. If the weight is in your left hand, you're technically working your right obliques. When the weight is in your right hand, you're working your left obliques. Give you a little quiet time as you get those obliques done. 25 right, 25 left times 2. That's 50 total reps each side. I'm just dabbling so you see the different oblique positions. Again, hopefully you're still there. There is no scoreboard. There is no first place. Completing this workout at your level of intensity, your ability, your fitness level is number one. Again, you're going to start hearing the next circuit soon, but I want to make sure you get your 25 right, 25 left obliques times 2. It's 100 total reps. I mean, that's 4 to 5 minutes of obliques. Take your time. When you get done, get your space ready. You're literally gonna go through all of those things. The cardio, the legs, the abs, all that stays. You just need to pick your other muscle, okay? If you're not there, that's okay. But when you get there, you need to pick your other muscle. Chest. Remember, you have chest press and chest flies. Back. You have lat pullovers and trap rows. Shoulders, you have shoulder press and you have either upright rows or shoulder raises. Biceps, you got hammer curls, you got open wides or bar. Triceps, you got dips or kickbacks to go with your overheads. You got to pick your other muscle. You guys, you know me. You're going to do the same exact circuit. You're just going to change the upper body muscle. I'm still here. I'm still going to go through with you, but you can go at your own pace. You can turn the dial up. But if you know my ultimate #1 rule, don't lose motion. Okay? When you're ready, 30 on the first movement. Ignore the muscles you don't want to use and listen to the muscle you're going to use. 20 chest press. You would have your lat pulled overs. You would have your shoulder press. You would have your hammer curls. You would have your triceps kickbacks or dips. 30. You're then going to do 60 on your exertion or 2 minutes cardio again. Come on, turn the dial up. If you want it, if you're ready for it, go. If you want to keep the dial down or need to keep the dial down, I get it. Okay? When this whole circuit's done, you're all done. Happy Wednesday. 30 on the first movement. Chest pushing, lat pullovers, shoulders pushing, hammer curls pulling, tricep dips or kickbacks pushing. Breathe and focus. 30. And then you have your 60 exertion or 2 minutes cardio again. This is definitely a circuit. If you know what to do, you feel confident in the instruction and your mindset, you can mute me, crank up your radio, rock and roll, go get some. Don't let me slow you down. If you're not there, you're chilling, you're listening, sweet. Round 1, 30 on your first movement, 60 on your exertion, either agility-based, plyometric-based, or mobility-based. Evidently, my jump squats had too much impact on a concrete floor. Well, turf and then concrete floor. Agility, high knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks, bench taps, mountain climbers, ski hops. Agility, revolutions, quick, quiet, smooth. Plyometrics, jump squats, split jumps, burpees, skater hops, lateral bench hops, bigger, more power needed, more power has to be created, yielding some more impact. Mobility, you can move the body like earlier. Standing scissors, standing runners, jack legs. Round 1, 30 on your first movement, and then your 60 exertion or 2-minute cardio. Round 2, 30 on your second movement, and then you'll have your 30 on your heavy abs. You have your chest flies. You have your trap rows. You have your upright rows or shoulder raises. You've got your open wide biceps or bar. You got your overhead triceps for your triceps. Work 30. Again, this circuit. Now, we don't always completely replicate a circuit. However, we are today. Go, go, go. Now, don't wait for me. Don't wait for me. But don't lose motion. Increase, maintain load, physical weight, time under tension. Increase the focus. Increase the intensity, right? Pace is already high. Control that tempo. Go get it. Round 2, 30 on the other movement, and then 30 on your legs. You could have squatted the whole day. You could have lunged the whole day. You got stiff leggeds, you got step ups, you got any dynamic multi-joint motion leg. I didn't really talk about the other legs like quads and hammies and glutes and calves because you did them the other day. Round 2, 30 on the second movement, 30 on your heavy legs. This is the third time through these things of 4 total times. Turn it up. Don't wait. Don't rest. Adjust the load. Hit your reps. Keep the focus. And maybe put a little smile on your face. Pat yourself on the back for how hard you are working today. And really, Monday, Wednesday, Friday with me. Tuesday, Thursday, whatever you want to do, Saturday, Sunday, get after it. Round 2 is 30 on the second movement, 30 on the heavy legs. I am not saying you should be there. Round 3 is your 20 on the first movement and 30 on your hard abs. The third set of your hard abs today. Number 1 rule, don't lose motion. If you chose chest, you're pushing chest, your lats are pull-over lats, your shoulders are pushing shoulders, your biceps are hammer curls, your triceps are dips or kickbacks, and that was on the round 1, 30, the round 3, 20, and that'll be on the round 5, 10. On the rounds 2 and 4 and 6, you have the chest fly, the trap row, the shoulders pulling, upright row or raises, the open wide biceps, dumbbells or bar, and then the tricep overhead or skull crusher. Round 3, 20 on that first movement, and then 30 on your hard abs. When you get done, that light at the end of the tunnel is on and it's bright. Go get it. Don't wait for me. You'll hear the numbers soon. Round 3, 20, first movement, 30 abs. Intensity, way up there. Pace is probably up there too. Controlled tempo, right? I don't mind moving quickly. Control that tempo. Load, maintain, increase, adjust that load. Motion, never lose motion. Round 3 is your 20 on that first movement, 30 on your abs. Round 4 is 20 on the second movement, and your last 60 exertion or 2 minutes cardio. You're so dang close. You are there. Don't stop. I see it all the time. I don't want you to go over the edge. I'm not looking for you to have a bad workout or end of workout. Sometimes like, oh, I'm good. And they literally have 2 more exercises to go. And maybe it's a mental thing, maybe it's a physical thing. You know me, I don't want to push you over the line, but I wouldn't mind pushing you to the line. Okay, get there, go. Round 4 is 20 on your second movement, and you have the final 60 exertion or 2-minute cardio with the 2 more shorter rounds to go. Come on, baby. Let's go. Your second movements, chest flies, laying on something. Trap rows, for the most part, it's get low, stay low row, unless you have a TRX fall back row, machine or cable sit tall rows, so there are different tools. Trap rows, upright rows or shoulder raises, again, tool based. You got your open wide biceps, dumbbell or bar, and your triceps overhead or skull crushers. The second movement of the same muscle. And that's what I've hopefully taught you guys over all the years. There's lots of different positions and tools for pushing. There seems to be, and there is, a lot more movements. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of tools too for pulling exercises. Pushing, for the most part, has the same motion. That's why you have bars and machines and dumbbells and cables and all these different pushing positions. Round 4, 20 on that second movement, and you have your 60 exertion or the 2-minute cardio. Not saying you should be there. Round 5 is your 10 on the first movement and your 30 on your last set of your 30 heavy legs. Almost there. Remember, I dabble so you can see all the things. Jump squats, split jumps, burpees, skater hops, lateral bench hops. Those are your impact plyometric type exercises. Trust me, there's a lot more. Agility, normally a little sweeter, normally a little smoother. I didn't say easier. A little less power needed, a little less impact. Those are primarily revolutions. And you can always do your mobility of standing scissors, standing runners, jack-o'-lanterns. Round 4 is 20 on that second movement, 60 on your exertion or 2-minute cardio. Round 5 is 10 on the first movement, 30 on the legs, last 30 legs, and then you'll do the 10 on your second movement and your last 30 abs, and then you're all done. Whew. And again, you see me not holding weights. When I use that word heavy, I would love the physical load. I also love time under tension and exaggerating emotion, especially at this stage in the game. Hips. Your hips are moving a ton. Your glutes are always turning on. Some have longer lengthening components, normally yields your hamstrings. Some have shorter lengthening components, normally yields your quads, pulling and pushing. You got weight up on your chin, you got weight down, you got mixing them up. Load, heavy, focus, get it done. Round 5, 10 on the first movement, 30 on the legs. Last round is 10 on the second movement and 30 on the abs. Come on. Last part. And you know I shouldn't say rule, you know my thoughts when you end a workout. Don't push the off button and go sit down and go to work. Push the off button, go pat yourself on the back, go make yourself a smoothie, go drink some water. If you have time to stretch, awesome. If you have time and energy to do 3 to 5 to 8 to 10 minutes of cardio, your body will never be more efficient than it is right now. Your body will also absorb and respond to anything you want to do to it now. Stretching right now would be best. Hydrating, perfect. Nutrition, you're set up for it. Finish this workout, you guys. Amazing. That was 240 upper body reps, 240 exertions or 8 minutes of cardio, 120 legs, 120 abs, and you have 180 reps to warm up with. That was, oh, and the 100 obliques. Forgot about that. What a Wednesday. Get it. Pat yourself on the back, drink some water, hydrate the soul, nourish. You got your good proteins, your complex carbohydrates. Stretch and breathe. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Again, don't say goodbye until you are done. And when you do say goodbye, have a great day.
Thank you, Brendan.
Thank you, Krishna, baby.
See you soon.
See you soon.